Welcome back to another episode of Aligned and Thriving for Teachers. It's Mel here again, and today we are talking about something that I reckon so many of us feel. Sometimes I think it's something we feel daily, but we don't always have the words for. So I'm going to give it a name. Actually, it probably is the name of it, but anyway, this is what I'm calling it. We're diving into decision fatigue. So if you've ever stared blankly into the fridge at 5:30 thinking, what the heck are we even having for dinner? This one is for you. And while I'm saying this, I'm literally thinking, oh no, what are we having for dinner? I actually haven't got anything out of the freezer. And if you're like me, you've got to be this organized person. You have to have the food out in the morning to process what you're going to do for the rest of the day. So let me just pause for a sec while I actually run to the freezer to get the food out, because this is real life and I'm going to need to do that before I forget. And then I'll come back to you. But this is what we're going to talk about, decision fatigue. Okay, I'm back. So, part one, the mental overload is real. Honestly, being a teacher is like being a walking, talking, decision-making machine. And if you haven't heard all the statistics before about how many decisions we make in a day, please go and Google it, because you would be amazed about how many decisions we have to make and how many questions we get asked in a day. From the moment we open our eyes, it is decisions: what to wear, what to eat, what activity to run, who needs extra support, who forgot their home reader, what's for recess duty, what am I supposed to be doing? And that's all just before the first bell's even gone. And add in all your mental gymnastics of parenting. If you're a parent, where's their library bag? Is it library day? Is it dress up day today? Who's doing the pickup today? Who have I got to get my children? No wonder by the end of the day, you've got absolutely no brain capacity to figure out what's for tea. So I know for me, there are genuinely moments where I'm like, I could cry over a zucchini right now, because my head is just so full that if the next person can't make a decision for themselves, I'm literally just going to fall apart. I hope that you guys get and may feel that way sometimes too. So the uniform hack, and this to me is a bit of a tax bonus. It's a win-win. Let's talk about a life hack that's helped me massively, and it is school uniforms. And no, I'm not talking about the ones for children. If your school has a staff polo or another top, get on it. Seriously. I buy staff uniform whatever chance I get. Why? Because it is one less decision that I have to make in the morning. And you can claim it on your tax and claim laundry. So hello, that's a win-win in my books. It's less mental energy spent and a bit of money back at tax time, because we barely get that back anyway. Yes, please. I'd like more money in my pocket. So that's something that I use as a bit of a hack. The other thing that I do with my uniform hack is I plan what I'm going to wear for the week. And I don't know about you, but I don't really like to wear my casual clothes to work. I like to have a work uniform and then an outside of work uniform, so that when I do see kids in town, I may not actually be wearing the exact same clothes. Yes, I do have a couple of outfit repeats, but I have specific parts of my wardrobe that are literally just for work and that I'd only wear to work, and then clothes that I'd wear outside of work. If you ask my husband, it's probably some of the clothes that in his head, make me look like the grandma, and wear the longer dresses and those types of things, the ones that you can, and this was one of my university lecturer's descriptions, you as a lady should be able to bend over forwards and not see down your shirt or up your skirt. Yep. Probably can't say that anymore in a university lecturer environment, but at the time, that's what we were told before we'd go out on our prac placement. So that's what I've gone with. Can I bend over and not look down and not look up? Yep, we're good. That's how I've helped to work out my teaching uniform. The next thing, meal planning. Meal planning saves my sanity. It's one of the biggest areas that I find I have decision fatigue, and it just hits hard. So when you've got to stand there and think, what am I packing for lunches? What am I eating for tea? It just gets relentless. So this is what I do to make my life a bit easier, and it might help someone else too. So I do a fortnightly online shop and get it delivered to my house. all the pantry stuff, the lunchbox snacks and dinners. I map it all out before I do my online order. I can see what's in my pantry. I can map everything out and plan a rough idea of what we might have over the next 2 weeks. That doesn't really include all of my fresh veggies. Sort of for the first week, I might have some fresh stuff. For the second week, I'd have to go do another little stock up just on the way home from work. But that's not hard to maintain. The bigger stuff I find, especially if you go to the supermarket hungry, you're not going to get all the stuff that you need. Or you also do what I can do on the flip side and buy 50 of the wrong thing because you thought you didn't get it last time. So now you've got a whole bunch of it because you forgot that you got it in the last shop. So I find when I do things online, I can have my phone with me and walk through my house and go, no, I do not need more toilet paper because I have over 50 rolls in the cupboard. It's just helpful. As I said, yeah, then I top up my veggie shop during the week if I need to. I put a meal plan on the fridge, so I don't even have to think about it except for the process of looking at the fridge, like I forgot to do before I sat down to do the podcast, and thinking what I need to get out of the freezer to have out ready for the night. But I've done that now. And my freezer is full of frozen meals. I'm talking spaghetti, slow cooker stews, curries, you name it. You can just pull it out and go. And lots of prepackaged stuff, like healthier options, high protein options is my go-to, so that I've got lunches to take to work. Because if I find I can go to the freezer, get out of lunch, I know I'm going to actually have a minute to probably sit down and eat that when I am at work, and I know it's a healthier option. It's just like that whole process. Sometimes I don't stick to the plan perfectly, but just having a plan there means that my brain does not have to do the work every single night. It's like a backup generator for my brain, because the backup human in my life, when I do ask the question of what do you want for tea or what do you feel like for tea, and the answer is I don't know or whatever you like, I would really like to just have like a go-to recipe for I don't know or whatever or not sure. There'd be a lot of meals that I could make out of those words. But that's not what I want to be hearing at the end of my very long decision fatigue day. So this is how we help. Next thing, some life systems that work for me. So let me tell you, I've already talked to you about my wardrobe getting dressed hack, like choosing your clothes. And yes, because I'm a teacher, I think lots of these things through a little bit too much. But I also have a spot in my wardrobe. Actually, it's a curtain rail because we've got blinds. We don't even use curtains, but this is what I now use my curtain rail for. It's really good as a drying rack to dry clothes, but it is also really good to plan your outfits out for the week. So nothing fancy. I just have 5 rough ideas of outfits ready to go. It's just one less thing to think about when I get up at 4:45 and I do my Pilates and I get organized for the day. I can just grab one of those outfits, take it into the shower, not into the shower, the bathroom, take it in there and then get ready for the day. And I can sort of have a quick look at the weather. That's usually me going to my husband and saying, what's the weather like this week? So then I can plan my outfits and I can grab something there. The other thing we do is we have like a family planner app. I share it with my mum and my husband, and it's been a lifesaver for trying to coordinate all of the things like the school pickups, the sport events, just everything. It's color coded, obviously, because you should know by now that I thrive off organization. But yes, it's all organized and there. And so my mum can look at it on her phone and go, right, what do the kids need to do? Where do they need to be tonight? And my husband can look at it when he's having conversations going, what are we doing on Saturday? Oh, that's what we're doing on Saturday. Okay, sorry, I can't come. All of those wonderful things. So if you've seen my Instagram, you've probably seen that I also have like my little desk set up, my station of calm, my label drawers, my color-coded sticky notes, all of the things that just make me feel like I have one part of my life under control because I can organize things. So I probably, if I say to you, can you send it to me in an email or can you write it down? It's because I'm adding it to my little collection of things that I need to get done for the week, which is obviously all color-coded and organized because that's what I do. So, but in saying that, this is another thing. Like, you don't have to be the Pinterest teacher or the Pinterest mum. Excuse me for yawning. Hello. This is real life. Just try to get some more oxygen into my lungs here. That's what that was for. Now, don't get me wrong. This is what I'm saying. This works for me. I'm not saying you have to have a fully stocked freezer and a rainbow planner to have your life together. But when your mental load is heavy, anything that reduces your need to think in that specific moment is a gift. Maybe for you, that is preparing your snacks on a Sunday or doing your meal prepping, or using a lunchbox rotation idea for yourself, or doing a quick voice memo plan for your day when you're driving to work. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just there to help you lighten your load. So if you are anything like me and you actually struggle with decision fatigue, some of these tools are well, ideas, I guess, are what's helped me to make my life easier. So, and you have full permission to make it easier. If you're feeling like your brain is like one decision away from combusting, I see you. This job, this life, it asks a lot of us. And sometimes the most powerful thing that we can do is simplify. Give yourself permission to make life easier. Pre-decide when you can. Automate the things that don't need your genius. Use the same lunch every Tuesday if that helps. Wear the same jolly polo. Claim your tax. And most of all, stop beating yourself up for feeling exhausted, because it's not just you. Decision fatigue is real, okay? I'm sure of it. And you are doing a really good job, okay? So maybe this podcast, maybe this episode doesn't just relate to teachers. It could relate to anyone, because I feel like we all struggle with decision fatigue, and there would be lots of posts on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all of the things, where you could find lots of little strategies that other people might be doing to basically organize their week and make things a bit easier. But I just know that we, as an educator, we make so many more decisions in a day because we have these little things around us. They might not be little if you're a high school teacher, but you have these other people that require your full attention, and they need an answer now. And if I'm spending my whole day devoting my time and attention to these wonderful little beings, and I'm trying my best to answer every little question that they may have and make lots of decisions on the fly, being in leadership too, of who's going to take that class, how are we going to cover that, who's on duty now, where are we going with this. So by the end of the day, I want to reduce my mental load when I get home. So what can I do to support myself, my family, so that I don't become a really scary fire-breathing dragon when I walk through the door to my lovely household to basically destroy everything because I have been asked what's for tea. So whatever you can do to make your life just that little bit easier, why don't you do it? Take that extra half hour on your Sunday afternoon when you could be having a big nap on the couch, I guess, before you sit down and watch TV, or if it's me, before you sit down and watch footy, maybe just spend a little bit of time organizing your week and getting stuff done so that you won't have this issue with decision fatigue for the rest. So it's just a win-win, making your life a little bit easier, because that's what I'm about, just helping everyone make their lives just that little bit better, just a little bit at a time, one episode at a time, if I put it that way. So thank you for being here with me today. If this episode gave you a little sigh of relief or made you laugh, I'd love for you to hit the follow button. You can share it with your teacher, educator friends, or absolutely anyone that you think this might benefit. Even send me a DM on Instagram and tell me what your favorite freezer meal or go-to is, because you've got this. I am going to be cheering you on always, and I look forward to talking to you again soon in my next episode. Getting close to the end of the self-care series, and we're going to move on to something else, but I'm excited and I hope you guys are too. So keep doing all of the things. Have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye, guys.